Okay, it's Melissa with Melissa Peterson Designs. Let me see if I can straighten this out. I'm going to pull up your message. You need to have this 23 inches long by 5 inches wide. We'll definitely get it 23 inches long. This is one of my designs I have in the free library. It is currently about 5.3 inches by 2.3. What I use for my silhouette is to make stencils. Sometimes I'll make final decals, which has the paper backing. I don't normally do heat transfer vinyls, and I've just started cutting some fabric, but I'm kind of just playing around with that. So I normally, with my stuff, I do not use a mat. So I have my silhouette set up differently. So over here, under machine, I hit none. I had to think about that. I don't use a cutting mat normally, not for my material that I use. So I keep it none. Get off there. And then this I had set up as custom. So that way, when I do my designs, I have my background the size I want my original design to be. So you said 23 inches, I think by 5. Yep. So this is just how I set it up so that way I know what my design space will be. So then I'll highlight it. I always go by the corners to drag. See, and that might be the issue right there is you don't want to use the top or bottom or the sides to drag or you'll distort your image. So that might be an issue. You might have to do some playing around with that. But that is how you would, set it up so you can make your design larger. So you might have to play around with the design that you have and see how you want it. I just centered it as all. So when I have my machine loaded up, I will go back here. I'm going to pretend that my design is actually filling up this space. I'll go back in here before I load it and before I hook it up. I will add an extra couple of inches to the end, so that way the roller has room to hang on to the material. I'll go ahead and set one of these up at 12 inches because that's how wide I can go. And normally for my stencils I have a border. I guess I can show you how I do that here really quick. So I'll put back at 5. I grab a square. Come on. There we go. Now that's not perfect, but it kind of gives you an idea what the border is. I'll center it over my design. I'll make sure that's centered. Okay, then I usually group them. Select both, object, group, and then I go back before I hook up to the silhouette. Okay, that's 25 inches long, which is supposed to be 23, but we'll pretend that's 23. So, and then I can go to send. Okay, you see where it's not in? That's because I've got, yeah, good Lord. Hang on, I'm sorry. Okay, ungroup before I mess that up. I'll make this 23 like I should have in the beginning. Okay. Hopefully I'm not going to confuse you with this video, so I'm trying to work this out, because that's one way I see that you might not be getting your size, because what you sent me wasn't 23 inches, and sometimes your designs, it just depends on what you have. You might have to play around with it, because you can expand them, like how I showed you. See, that's all in the cut area. There we go. So then I'd put in I use contact paper for my stencils. I use a ratchet blade. I don't use an auto blade. I'd hook it up and I'd hit send. So if this does not answer your question, let me know, and I will see if I can try and figure it out for you, because what you sent me was 5 point something inches, and the design you had, I'm not quite sure, but this is how I size it out, and that's how I set up my page on my silhouette. None, none. I do custom, and then I adjust my own, but then I don't normally use a mat for what I do. So if you got any questions, let me know, and you have a